of the cooling systems and in IC engine. Before that, let us discuss some losses. So let us discuss today is 6th, na? 6. So today we will discuss the different losses in IC engines. What is the losses? First, then we will go to the IC engine. So first, let us discuss some losses in IC engines. So we know IC engine are heat engines, isn't it? Suppose this is a heat engines. So this is my heat engines. This is a source of temperature T1. What is the heat engine? The definition of the heat engine, it will take some amount of heat from some reservoir, that is a Q1, and will produce some amount of work, and it will also reject some amount of heat. This is the Q2, where it will reject some sink. So that means, so W is nothing but a Q1 minus Q2. So it is nothing but a Q1 minus Q2. So and efficiency in this cases we are calling, that is a W minus W by Q1 or Q1 by Q2 by Q1. Actually, what is the interpretation of this efficiency? Suppose the efficiency I get 60%. What does it mean? If I get 100 kilojoule of energy, then I will get 60 kilojoule of work. 60 kilojoule of work. And where is that? So I have given to this heat engine. Heat engine is a device which will produce the work. How it will produce the? Some processes are there. So here in heat engine some processes are there, and it will take some amount of heat and will produce the work. So I have given 100 kilojoule of work and it has produced 60 kilojoule of work. Then what happens to the 40 kilojoule? 40 kilojoule has been rejected. 40 kilojoule heat has been rejected. So that means it is a complete losses. So this is as per the Kelvin's Planck statement, that second law of thermodynamics, that whole utilization of energy cannot be done. Then this is called available energy. So W, so out of 60, so we are using 60 kilojoules. So this is the called available energy. And what is the unavailable energy? Unavailable energy. This 40 kilojoule cannot be utilized. So this is the unutilized. Why? Because this has to be removed to the atmosphere. So there is no device which will take 100 kilojoule of work and will produce the 100 kilojoule of work. So that is the called perpetual motion machine of second kind. So that means whatever the, in IC engine also it heat engine. In IC engine also we are giving the fuel energy and it converts to work. So this is also a heat engine. So also in IC engine the efficiency cannot be 100%. So first things, some heat has to be lost. And how in the IC engine, how is the heat is lost? Some heat is going to the exhaust. Energy is going out to the exhaust gas. Exhaust gas is having high temperature, so it is carrying some amount of heat. And also cooling water is also taking some amount of heat. So this is the QE, exhaust gas is taking. So this is the QC, cooling water, and some amount of heat is unaccounted, radiations. Some amount of heat is from this heat engine is radiations. So that means so efficiency as per the second law must be less than the 100%, then because some energy has to be dissipated to the environment. Okay. So this efficiency actually you are calling it a air standard efficiency. Isn't it? Now let us see in case of IC engine. Let us take a SI engine, spark ignition engines. We know in the spark ignition engines, what is happening? So this is my let me use this one. So this is my PV diagram. I know. So this is the compression. So this is the graph 1 to 2, 3 to 4. So this we are calling it, and here from here we have calculated the efficiency. Yes, this efficiency is equal to 1 minus R gamma minus 1 by R to the power gamma minus 1. What is the R? R is the compression ratio. R is equal to V1. Hello. 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 Now listening. Okay. কেউ আমাকে মিউট করছে, প্লিজ আমাকে কেউ মিউট করো না। What is the compression ratio V1 by V2? So this efficiency eta is equal to 1 by R gamma minus 1. So this is we are calling it a air standard efficiency. Air standard efficiency. Air standard efficiency. So we get some idea. Air standard efficiency suppose comes to 60 to 70% like that in case of CINB or SINB. So first things, as per the second law, as the efficiency cannot be more than 100%, it should be less than 100% always as per the second law. So suppose in case, so air standard efficiency, so I am writing air standard efficiency. So we will understand the difference. Air standard efficiency. Suppose for an engine, so this is 56, suppose this is 56.5%. How it is come? By using this formula, eta is equal to 1 minus R gamma minus 1. By using these equations, I get the air standard efficiency is 56.5%. What does it mean? That means whatever the energy I have given to the engine, 56.5% will be converted to work, and the remaining energy will go to the environment as in form of exhaust gas, in the form of cooling water. Cooling water will take the temperature in the form of the radiation. So some energy will be dissipated. So what is the amount of energy I get? Efficiency is 56.5%. Now let us take. So then comes loss due to variable specific heat. We should understand what is this means. Loss due to variable specific heat. What is the definition of the specific heat? Specific heat is the heat required for raising 1 degree centigrade of a 1 kg body. Very important to understand the definition of the specific heat. So specific heat in case of gas, Cp and Cv. For the gas there is just two specific heats. There is the Cp, specific heat at constant pressure, and specific heat at constant volume. So suppose if I say the specific heat is specific heat of body A is 4 and specific heat of body is 5, then what is the difference? That means this body A will take 5 kilojoule of heat, 4 kilojoule of heat to raise 1 degree centigrade, and it will take 5 kilojoule of heat to raise 1 degree centigrade. So that means suppose I give 20 kilojoule heat. I give 20 kilojoule heat to both body A and both body B. I give 20 kilojoule of heat to body A and body B. But body A has a specific heat 4 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So this is the specific heat of A, and this is the specific heat of B is 5 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So that means for raising 1 degree, it needs 4 kilojoule. So how much I have given? For 20. So in that cases of A, what will be the temperature rise? 5 degree. 5 degree centigrade. And in case of B, it is a specific heat is 5. That means it will raise the temperature 4 degree centigrade. Then what is the conclusion? Higher the specific heat, lower the temperature rise. So okay, so this is the main thing. Higher the higher the Cp means if the Cp increases, temperature rise will decrease. Temperature rise will decrease. That we understand. Now let us see what is happening in the IC engine. In case of IC engine, generally we take specific heat constant. But specific heat, the Cp is a function of temperature. Specific heat is a function of temperature. How it can be Cp? I can write A plus Bt. So this is the relation between the temperature and the Cp. So if you draw the curve, this is the Cp and this is the T. So this will be the relation like that. So this is a straight line equation. So that means as the temperature increases, Cp is increasing. So if the Cp is increases, if the temperature increases, Cp increases, that means temperature rise will be less. So in some cases there is some relation is there. Cp not only linear, A plus Bt plus Ct square. So this is a function of square of temperature, and here is a function of, so this is the linear function and this is the parabolic functions. So here the curve will be more steeper. That means as the temperature rises, the specific heat will rise will be more. So this, what is our conclusion here? Conclusion here that as the temperature increases, specific heat is also increases, and specific heat is a function of a temperature. Second thing, and how it functions, it can be linear functions and it can be a quadratic function.